Recycling industry has always played an important role in our lives. Long before Earth Day, long before curbside recycling, long before anyone ever dreamed there would be a solid waste crisis, the founders of what would become an important business were already hard at work, conserving our natural resources. Instead of digging ore from the ground or chopping down our forests, scrap recyclers find valuable material in mines above ground and in urban forests. Hello, I'm Charles Osgood. For over 200 years, private scrap recyclers have been dedicated to creating an important international industry that conserves precious resources and reduces waste. On their own, they have made it their business to find ways to reuse what we no longer want or need over and over again. In this rich heritage, we discover the original recyclers. They're the industry that invented recycling, but most people don't even know they exist. Yet, safe and environmentally responsible facilities are all around you. I recall one on the edge of my hometown. They're also in the industrial section on the other side of landscaping or even inside plant buildings. Every day we pass railroad cars, trucks, and even ships loaded with huge quantities of scrap. But what exactly is scrap? Unlike trash or garbage, scrap has value. Farm equipment, ships, household appliances, computers, cardboard boxes, fabrics, even material that's left over when new products are made. All this and more is valuable scrap. It should be recycled instead of being buried or incinerated. Scrap recyclers purchase, sort, process, and sell these materials to industries that can reuse them. Most scrap recyclers handle a variety of materials, but they may concentrate on a particular type of scrap. They specialize because different scrap requires different methods of collection, handling, and processing. In recent years, scrap recyclers have contracted with cities and towns to process the many materials collected by community-based curbside and drop-off recycling programs. But no matter how many or what type of materials they handle, all scrap recyclers have one thing in common: major capital investments in plants, equipment, and environmental safeguards. A single shear to cut steel can cost $1 million. A shredder can cost $5 million or more. Iron and steel make up the bulk of material handled by scrap recyclers, 60 million tons a year. 9 to 10 million cars alone are prepared for recycling annually. That's more cars than the domestic auto industry produces in a year. Scrap recyclers buy scrap iron and steel from a variety of sources. They process, sort, and grade the scrap before sending it to steel mills and foundries as raw material. Today, 1/3 of the nation's steel is made in mini mills, which rely on scrap iron and steel. Recycling saves 74% of the energy needed to produce these same materials from iron ore. And that benefits all of us. After further processing, recycled steel is used to make everything from bridges and office buildings to consumer appliances. Besides conserving iron and steel, scrap recyclers help the environment by processing other scrap metals. The energy saved from recycling aluminum cans alone would supply the power needs of Boston for an entire year. Brass, copper, stainless steel, lead, zinc, and more are all processed by scrap recyclers and then delivered to mills, smelters, refiners, and foundries, the industrial consumers of scrap. Each year, scrap recyclers collect and process 1 million tons of stainless steel, enough to make 11 billion new spoons. Over 40% of the copper used every year comes from recycled scrap, enough to surface 360 trillion pennies. We'd all live in a better, more beautiful world. Today's scrap recyclers are proud that their heritage established recycling as an important national concern. Proud that they are teaching America how and what to recycle, and leading the way to the future through design for recycling. Through it all, they've been helping the environment. By working together, all of us, every person on this planet, can make a real difference. And as in the past, you can bet the scrap industry will be at the forefront, leading the way. There is only so much metal. There are just so many trees. And we do need to take care now of resources such as these. There's only so much oil and coal and only so much gas. And we're putting great demands on the environment, alas. But among the things that we can do to make things better then, if we're using our resources, is to use them once again. There's an industry whose benefits we all can see and measure. For recycling turns one person's scrap into someone else's treasure. I'm Charles Osgood.